Am I the a-hole if I back out of being a kid's guardian after my friends died? Years ago, my wife and I were close friends with a couple. We spent a lot of time together in our late 20s, early 30s, and it was one of those friendships that felt like family. When they had their first child, they asked us if we'd be okay being listed as the kids' legal guardians in case something ever happened to them. At the time, it felt casual. It seemed more symbolic than anything serious. We said yes, and paperwork was signed. Life moved on. But over the years, things changed. We drifted apart, no drama, just distance. We moved, changed jobs, and eventually we stopped talking altogether. We haven't seen or spoken to them in about 3 years. Then, last month, I got the news about the two of them dying from carbon monoxide poisoning incident. They left behind 2 kids, M12, F8. I was contacted by a lawyer informing me that we were still listed as their legal guardians. I was stunned. I hadn't even thought about that conversation in years. And now it's real. These 2 kids just lost their parents, and now the expectation is that we take them in. The truth is, we don't want to. Well, my wife more than me. I don't WQNT to raise 2 grieving children I haven't seen since they were little, but at the same time I want to take them in because their parents were our good friends and trusted us. My wife is completely against it. She was never close with them in the first place. We don't have kids of our own by choice, and she's made it clear she doesn't want to change our entire lives over a promise made in a very different time. Still, I feel awful. These are 2 innocent kids, and we were once important enough in their parents' lives to be entrusted with their future. But that relationship hasn't existed in a long time. I've looked into it and learned that I'm not legally obligated to accept. I can formally decline in court, but the guilt is heavy. I am somewhat open to taking them in, but I can't just force my wife to accept that, and I won't do that. I feel like a horrible person, especially because we have more than enough to provide for them, and I know that these kids used to love us when we were close to their parents. They are staying at an emergency home for kids without parents. I looked these up, and the conditions aren't ideal. If we don't take them in, they will be moved to another home, again like an orphanage. I will call the lawyer to see what are the chances they can get adopted by someone else, and if we can foster them until that. I don't know if I'm talking nonsense, but I read the process and rules of that, and it seems possible in my country. I'll still try to talk to my wife about it. She has to at least agree to take them in for a little while until we can figure something out. I know I'm shift for saying yes in the first place, but things changed in the meantime. We live in another city now, although the home they're staying at is close to our city. In no way I want to shade the parents, but I do think it was their responsibility to consider the face that we weren't so close anymore. Also about the other possible guardians. Actually, at the time when we did sign those papers, I did ask them why not some of their closer relatives and my friend. Their dad said that the only option would be the grandma, who I know as a big alcoholic since years ago. Update. I talked to the lawyer 2 hours ago, and I was able to visit the home where they're staying at, but it turned out that only the girl is in this home. The boy is at another one about an hour away, so I was only able to see the girl. I didn't recognize her, but she recognized me. I feel horrible. She asked me did I know their parents are dead. The lawyer said they should be able to stay with us from tomorrow, possibly, temporarily. I'm seriously considering taking them in permanently, but at the same time, I don't want to completely ruin relationship with my wife. I don't know that would most likely result in divorce, and I don't want that. Anyways, they will be at least temporarily staying with us from tomorrow if everything goes well. If anything, I will make sure they get good guardians to permanently adopt them.